Yeah, we back. We back. We back at it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got my bro here.
Yeah, man. We just got a good workout in.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, my
My
guy?
boy Edet Mkpanam. Did I say that right?
You did. You
All right,
did.
bet.
Thank you for saying it right.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
man.
We got a good one in.
Yeah.
We get
did.
these sessions
I mean,
in.
we always do.
We always get them in.
We always do.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy, but a lot of people think like, oh, you're going for like 45 minutes an hour, like, oh, that's not enough. I grew up with the mentality like, oh, you got to go on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like weightlifting shit, like bodybuilding shit. And you come on this side of things, boxing.
You can get a good hour in.
Oh,
work
yeah.
on the basics.
Yep.
You get a good workout in.
Oh yeah, real good workout.
Nah, for
Taxed
real.
at the end.
Yeah.
Nice little high at the end. Nice little runner's high. You got it. I wonder how that works. Does that work? Like the runner's high shit. Is that just more about putting out a high load of cardiovascular energy, and then you get that like that dopamine back? So it's not just a runner's high. You can get the same effect from boxing, any high level cardio, high intensity interval training.
Even
thing.
even with weights.
Yeah.
With like circuits. So I feel like after like 30, 40 minutes in the workout is when I start feeling it.
Okay.
When I'm like really fatigued, and I gotta push through, and then it's like I kind of reach that level that I gotta push through, and then I feel that high.
Yeah. It's
How about
almost like
you?
you go numb.
Yeah,
I feel like it's
exactly.
going numb. Like that when it hurts the worst is when you got to push the hardest, but you know, like the light at the end of the tunnel when you're in that and you still have training to do is gonna be, you're gonna go numb at a certain point, and then you're good. Then you know you're good.
Nah, that's
You
a
know,
fact.
and that honestly, that's the zone. That's kind of why I train. Honestly, whether even when it was lifting weights, it was to get to that point in the rep range where if I can I'm at like rep 8, and I know with this weight or whatever I can feel it that I'm really only gonna get like 12 max. Right there, the high that comes with that, being in that zone.
Gotta push through.
Oh, you gotta keep pushing.
Yeah,
that's where it takes everything.
You learn a lot about yourself. You
Oh,
build
yeah.
character doing that shit.
Oh,
too. A lot of
yeah.
people don't realize that.
Yeah,
and that's why I tell people to work out, like, not even just for your physical health, but like mentally, like you build character.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like people focus on, especially before they even get into a workout, no matter what it is, they focus on the wrong things. They're thinking about, what other people are thinking. They're thinking about what they're wearing. They're thinking about, they're thinking about their limitations. They're thinking about all the negatives first.
Yeah.
All the possible negatives, they're thinking about that first.
Yeah, like this person looking at me doing this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who. You know
It's
what
like,
I mean?
first of all, you ain't even doing the movement right. So you should probably focus on getting your form down first.
Yeah.
That's where your focus should be.
Yeah, and most of the people in the gym they got their workouts from Instagram or TikTok or something. You know what I
man.
mean? They're not even on a program.
Bro, that's fucking poisonous,
Yeah,
some
bro.
of that
You know
shit.
what I mean? So I don't worry about what anybody else
It's
is
crazy. I can only imagine the bad info that's out there for boxing. You obviously you can identify that pretty easy. When it
100%.
comes to like the weightlifting and shit, I can identify that pretty easy. And it's like, damn, like how you don't get called out more for spouting this bullshit. You know, or even like like the most popular example, somewhat recently, the Liver King. Coming out trying to talk, he's got the GH gut, he's got the growth hormone gut out to here. He's got fucking 6-packs. He's got it. I don't even know what they're called. The 6-pack dimples.
It should look crazy.
That,
too.
right?
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
shit look nuts.
oh yeah, supernatural, veined out
And he said he was
everywhere.
clean,
Yeah, he
too.
said he was clean. Then you did, and then later, obviously, it came out that he wasn't clean, which everybody knew, but it came out. And then did you see? And the way it came out was an email got leaked between him and I think like
His doctor or some shit?
I don't know if it was. I think it was a doctor. Yeah, I think it was a
was-
doctor.
that was given to
It
the
was a
temp.
doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he listed it out. Bro, it was like this. It was like
He
nonstop.
snitched on himself, yo.
I'm like, first of all, bro, I got mad questions. So first of all, what the fuck you doing to your body? Cause like what goes up
that's
must
just
come
not
down.
good. Yeah.
And then when you're doing that, you're doing the juice. I know
That's just
that
not good for you.
when you start coming down, you gotta take shit to like block estrogens so you don't get them.
So you gotta take mad extra
you
shit
gotta,
on top.
You gotta take all shit
Oh,
just
you gotta
to
take
get
estrogen
off
on
it.
top too?
No. You gotta take estrogen. So
balance it.
Yeah. So when you up your testosterone and you start, because at a certain point when you add in testosterone, I believe your body is gonna stop making it because it doesn't think you need it anymore.
Really?
So when you come down from it, you
crazy.
have to do estrogen blockers. So that that's where like they say like those man tits come from some gyno. We gotta get a bodybuilding guy on here because I know I'm hacking it all up. But
think
that's
it's
a
like-
general idea.
Gynecomastia or something like that?
Gynecomastia.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you think of that word? I wasn't even close to thinking of that word. Yeah.
Because
So
fighters get it too, man. Some fighters get it too.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Conor Ben, he got popped for the estrogen blockers too.
Oh.
And he said he was eating 40 eggs a week. That's why he tested.
Wait, hold up. So wait,
Yeah,
so
he tested for some estrogen.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're taking the estrogen, you're trying to cover some other shit.
Oh,
but he was saying
alright.
that he got that because he was eating more than 40 eggs a week.
So from eating more than 40 eggs a week, you can up your estrogen levels?
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Oh,
Which
shit.
is crazy.
Oh, that's real crazy because there's some bodybuilding motherfuckers and all that just getting just yoked up dudes out there that
Eating eggs every day. And
eating dozens and dozens and dozens.
Hey, man.
Hey, you know what? Good credit to you for creativity on that one. I wouldn't have thought of it. But so I say that to say so now you're taking all this juice and then you have to take shit to get you got to take this juice to get diesel and do that. Then you got to take different kind of juice to come off of it. And then on top of that, bro, what's the budget? What's the budget like when you're doing 8, 10 different that list? I'm gonna keep it to this list. I'll try to keep it to that example because I'm sure a lot of people saw it. But that list, he had minimum of 10 different drugs or supplements, whatever it was. Bro, what is that? That's a budget. I mean, you're talking about big money every month. I don't know.
And then think about his diet too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got it.
He was eating a lot of like meat and things
He
like
was.
that. So,
Bro, just the food he had in his videos alone had to be like 60, 70,
but he's
80,
still making
$100.
videos now though, right?
Yeah, he is. I don't know how his popularity it is anymore. I mean, bro, nowadays, honestly, bro, when I saw Rick Ross, when 50 Cent exposed Rick Ross for taking a different life, he was a CO.
Yeah.
It's bona fide, known, but now on the mic. So before that came out, he was a slip and slide rapper, and he was rapping like you know what I'm saying, like back then how the Miami beats back then when you know what I mean?
They were hot.
Almost like the first kind of reggaeton that kind of went crazy. Who knows about that? But then but it was exposed that he came out as a CO, and that was the first time where it was just overlooked by the general public. No one gave a fuck anymore at that point.
Cared, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that to say, I think the Liver King is still doing business because people don't really care.
People don't care, bro. There's so much other shit going on.
Because a lot of them are playing both sides of the fence in their lives too. You know what I mean? Who wants the pressure of having to actually stand on something? Nobody wants that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a different time, different day and age.
Nah, 100%.
You know.
Man.
But
Nah,
let me stop ranting. So my boy Edet, retired.
Yeah, retired.
Retired pro boxer.
Yeah.
My boy. How's that? How's that like that? That's one thing I wanted to talk to you about because being someone like me who's new to boxing, been boxing for a few years, not a fighter, just training. Got to be in the gym, a lot of gym experience. I'll say that. And I get to see the other side of it, the real side of it. People only see fighters for what they do in the ring. And I get to see the other side of it, which is 90% of it, which is the training, and everything that comes with that. Because you think about that training, you got to get to the gym. A lot of you guys, you're around 45 minutes away from here, and you still travel here to train and get your shit in.
I'm not close, yeah.
And that's normal.
That's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah, most guys gotta drive like 45. Some guys even drive a couple hours.
Yeah.
Even to other states sometimes to get the training in.
Just to get the
Better
training. Or even get the sparring. This and that.
Get the sparring. And
So
you gotta
you're
travel for sparring, all that. Yeah.
No, you got to break that down because now you're talking about one, you need a car to do it. You need a car good enough to travel those distances. 2, you got to gas it up. 3, you need the time.
Facts.
4, you need your gym bag, and people don't realize for pro boxers you need a lot of equipment. So you're getting all the headgear, the wraps, the gloves,
You
the
gotta have
fucking
multiple too, man. Because you're using that stuff every single day. Too.
yeah, it's gonna get beat up. It's gonna stink. My hand wraps stink so bad that they stop sinking. They don't even smell anymore. I don't think
They just get so dry, man. You just stop smelling it.
No, they can't hold anymore. They just smell like the room that they're in now.
But the bag will smell, but the hand wraps won't.
Oh, the bag bangs. The bag bangs. I keep my bag in my bedroom sometimes. Bro, if I shut that door for like longer than 20 minutes, it's a wrap. I gotta open the windows and everything. It's crazy. So, all right, so my bad. But so a lot of people don't realize what goes into that. It's a labor of love. I think is a word that just came to my mind. So to say that you're spending a lot of money, you're spending a lot of time, and we're not even at the physical aspect of it yet. What it takes to physically be able to do this for extended amount of time. We're not talking about, I have most people can relate to like a weight loss goal. So you go hard for a month and then you're done. You go hard for 6 months and then you're done. You go back to what else? When you're a pro boxer, you got to go hard for years. I mean, does it ever? I mean, I get it to get into the basics. Everybody's at different speed, but you have to keep on going hard because the learning process never ends. Never ends.
The fights get harder and harder, so you have to put more work in.
Yeah.
And then when you have a family, like, it gets harder. You know
That's what I wanted to ask about,
man,
the family life balance between the training and with the family.
Yeah, man, it's tough. Yeah, so me, like, I got a wife. I got twin boys. They're about to be 5 in a couple weeks now. And it's definitely like it's a battle, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you got to sacrifice time with them. You miss things, but if you want to fight, that's what you got to do.
That's what you have to do.
It's
for the greater good.
Yeah, man. Just like when you're fighting, you got to sacrifice eating this. You can't eat the cookies. You got to push food away from the plate, like little shit like that.
How is that going? Because that's one thing I struggled with when I was anytime I diet and I try to get shredded or whatever, it's a struggle, obviously. How do you do? I found myself avoiding certain social situations, avoiding cookouts in a way because I don't know. I guess I'm weak. I don't know. Tough self-control, but. How do you do with that? Are you able to go to places and still keep that discipline, or do you try to avoid where you can?
So what I would do is, I would have like a 8 to 10 week training camp average, and I would have probably 1 week in that training camp where I would eat one day, just one day where I would eat what I want, and then I just get right back to work. But for the most part, I'd be in isolation, man.
So you kind of like getting out of your system for that one day.
Yeah, just get out of my system early in camp. You know what I mean? So it's not like late where I gotta burn off a lot of weight.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I just like to be in isolation.
Gotcha. It just keeps it easy like that.
Keeps it
focused
easy, bro. Nice and focused.
So you don't have to use your energy on fighting the temptation. Use your energy where it belongs.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, or even at home. You know what I mean? Yeah. So literally, I would just wake up, I'd run, go to work, go to the gym, come back home. And
then you still have to be a dad.
Still gotta be a dad.
Yeah, it's tough. Anybody who works out goes through tough work. I'm telling you, when you train with a pro, you really get to see what it is. So picture, especially if you're not in boxing, just a boxing workout alone. If you're coming from like the gym, like I'll use myself as an example, coming from weightlifting to boxing, any boxing workout at that time, I'm gassed. I'm done. When I leave there, you see boxers walking around in flip flops for a reason because you don't even want to put your feet in some shoes out there. And you got them on right now too. You got them on. I'm telling you. So
every workout, man.
Yeah, every workout. Yeah. And now you got to go home, and you can't be a zombie at home. Nah. You can't just lay down. You can't go rest because because to your kids, they've been waiting to see you all day.
I gotta have energy for them.
100%.
So on the drive home after a long session sparring, I could just be getting my ass beat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I gotta find the energy. As soon as I walk in the house, I gotta have energy. Yo, dad's home. Who wants to play? Who wants to wrestle? You know what I mean? Even for my wife, like, oh, you want to watch a show?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about. We didn't even bring that up yet. Having to be a man for your woman.
Yeah, man. So you gotta think about all that.
Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's crazy too. And part of the reason why I bring that up is because I know the state of boxing right now. Let's not discredit. We're getting them fireworks back. We have a few big fights. You got guys like Marky Garcia who step up to fight Errol Spence.
Yeah.
If we go back a little bit, we just had Benavidez Plant.
Yeah, that was a banger.
We're gonna get to Benavidez Plant. It's like, and we got the big names, Tank and Brian Garcia most recently. But it's starting to get to the point where the general public wants to see gladiators, the champions fight champions. And for a moment there, at the highest levels, we weren't seeing that, which is crazy to me because I see the startup. I see the guys who are 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and the work that they put in, the across the board, everything we just talked about, and then for the general public to still see boxing as people who are kind of cherry picking, who they want to fight, which is crazy. To do all the work that y'all do, and then you go out and then maybe you get some fucking guy who doesn't even leave the couch, and he automatically thinks that you're...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that was Floyd Mayweather's problem. Like, you know what I mean? His error.
Yeah.
Because people saw that O.
He started, yeah.
Yeah, man. People wanted to keep that O. Back in the days, the 80s, 90s, you can even go back 70s, 60s. Those guys fought the best.
The best. And their records weren't O's, but nobody...
It didn't matter.
Any real fight fan don't give a fuck about your O. Any real fight fan knows when the best fights the best, It's gonna be who's just better in that moment. It could be you could be up the whole fight and then just a split second that you just get clocked and fucking that's it. You get cracked in the wrong spot and it's just a shot that you can't bounce back from.
Look at UFC.
Yeah.
Most of those guys don't even have winning records.
No,
you know what I mean?
not.
Or some of them got like 20 and 10, you know what I mean? 28, 15, 3,
Straight
shit
up.
like that, you know what I mean?
And look at fucking Nate Diaz. He got like what 10 losses, 12 losses. I think I don't know why the word 17 is popping in my head.
I think Jorge Masvidal, he got.
He got mad
something
losses
like-
too.
yeah, he got
But
mad
we're talking
losses.
about guys with over 50-something fights, over 20 years in the game.
Yeah, bro.
And there's still huge draws. If anything that I could say about UFC, that boxers, the top level boxers could take a page out or at least pay attention to is that that one loss does not make you any less of a draw. You know, maybe it's different in the boxing world. I love boxing, so I don't really look at it that way. I don't care if a fight if I see an exciting fighter, I want to see what he's bringing to the table.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Look at guys like Mikey Garcia. You know, he stepped up. He took a big, you know, he took that L. You know, and then the second loss he took, I think he was just mentally out of the game at that point.
Yeah, he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah. He was just doing it. You know, he brought it back to the hometown. He probably thought it was gonna go a little bit of a different way.
Yeah.
He fought a fighter that was, in my opinion, way under his skill level, but did enough to make it a fucking tough fight for Mikey.
Yeah.
And Mikey, I don't think.
Oh, you think Mikey's better than
that other dude?
Arrow?
No.
Oh,
I'm talking about the last. Oh yeah. Yes.
He was way better than
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
bro.
he that other dude did enough to the point where you can tell Mikey wasn't training the way he was, cause to get around that stupid bullshit and Mikey just didn't have it in that night.
Didn't have it, man.
You know. So and then we bounced to a different star performance like from Benavidez. So we recently just got to watch David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. That was a banger. I was so happy. I actually made it. A lot of times I be falling asleep before they fucking start. I gotta watch the replay.
Events, man, they start like 12:31, man. I got kids, man.
Yeah.
I'm in bed by 9.
Exactly. That's why I get mad at
I made it,
motherfuckers on
though.
the West Coast. Because they're fighting, they're watching the main event like 8 o'clock. They're pre-partying watching the main event.
Because they go out after though.
Yeah.
I think they party and all that shit after.
Oh, I know.
So they gotta go out a little bit earlier.
Yeah. It's cool. Even like all the games, NBA games, they get out of work and watch the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See.
And so, but what did you think about that Benavidez Plant performance?
So I feel like,
Especially because I feel like, not to cut you off, I want to set it up though.
You good.
So I want to set it up though,
Yeah.
because you got Plant. Plant's a solid fighter, right? So we'll bring it back to I think Plant's last 3 fights, where he fought Canelo. He took a L.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing nothing taken away from Caleb Plant. Canelo's a fucking an animal. So and then he fought Darrell, right? He came back shining for that.
Yeah.
I like that left hook because I saw it with something like that where you can see and you know what's going on in their mind. He's jabbing to the body and he's waiting, and that you saw that split second he waited.
He kept
before
dipping. He kept dipping the whole fight.
Yep.
I'm surprised Darrell didn't catch it.
Well, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, like
It's
he
just
kept
once.
dipping the whole, and he was throwing that same thing the whole night.
Yeah. And none of them landed except for that one landed
man.
like that clean.
You gotta hold that phone, man. When
You gotta hold that phone.
You gotta hold it, man. You got to, man.
100%.
You have to, man.
And then so that's a perfect example of just getting caught. It happens. And then after, so he's coming off. He goes from an L to a big W, and now to really a star performance, just a standout performance by David Benavidez.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a lot to walk into. As I know, how long has it been since Benavidez fought? When before he fought Plant?
Because he fought Lemieux. I think he fought Lemieux last year.
Yeah,
but
so
it was not the only fight he had last year.
Yeah, that's
and then before then it was one in 2021.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he's like a caged animal. I feel like Benavidez,
man.
and you could just I don't know something about Benavidez' style and just watching him train over the years and shit like that. Like he's just he got that dog in him. Like he's like the example of having that dog.
Yeah.
You know, a few guys are, but you know we're talking about him right now. So
100%, man.
You know, so. That was beautiful. What did you think about that?
Man,
I'm not gonna cut you off this time. Again,
No. You good, man. You good. So honestly, it went how I thought. You know what I mean? Like I thought Caleb was gonna come out jabbing, using his feet, of course, which is what he did.
Yep.
Benavidez was taking his time, trying to get his timing down, walk him down, hands up. You know what I mean? Mexican style.
Yeah.
But I feel like Caleb Plant could have done better in that fight. I feel like he was fighting him more to like survive.
Yeah.
Like he didn't like believe in his punches. Like he's like, get off me.
You saw those bursts of 4 punches where he was just all glove punches.
And he's like not even sitting on him, just throwing. I'm like, he's like, get off me. So I feel like he didn't believe. that he can compete at that level.
Yep.
Same thing with Canelo. Like, he did okay.
Yeah.
But then he started throwing those get off me punches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's okay with doing just enough.
Gotcha. And what do you think about this? What do you think about the take of Caleb's Plant? I mean, Plant's style is he's real. He comes on. He's real fast twitch. He's all about the feints, all about the quick punches in the beginning of the rounds.
Yeah.
And he's kind of gassing out.
Gasses out.
And he don't have a style for when he gasses out. You know what I'm saying?
He just keeps trying to do the same thing, but it's not going to work.
No.
As the rounds go on, those light punches are going to get lighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're getting gas. So
Yep.
I feel like he needs to have a little more dog in him.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like the dog that he was showing in the Darrell fight,
Yeah.
he needs to bring that back.
And that just speaks to Benavidez on that night. The Benavidez has brought something that I haven't seen in a while in boxing, where just he just beating someone up, just putting it on somebody, and that's what Benavidez does the best, in my opinion.
He should have got the stoppage.
Yeah,
I think like round 10.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have taken.
Well, that's what a lot of people were saying. Like some people said, it's easier said than done. Obviously, 9 times out of 10, your corner ain't gonna stop the fight unless you're. But some people said that his corner should have stopped it. Around 10, 11, 12. You know what I mean?
But I get it though. As a fighter, you're gonna want to finish.
100%.
You know what I mean? And you
100%.
should. As a fighter, no matter what, you gotta finish. You gotta finish. Like,
yep.
Even going to like the next fight, like with Tank and Garcia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like Ryan kind of quit.
You think so?
Yeah. Like,
I feel you on that, because it wasn't like you could. It was a body shot with everybody. Well, for people who don't know, a liver shot is you can't train for that. You can do all the body work you want. You do all the core, all the abs you want. But if you get caught in that liver, especially the way when Garcia was throwing at the same time, so his breath probably wasn't where it should have been. He obviously didn't. Maybe he saw it come, maybe he didn't. But it was just perfect storm of events, and that's what any liver shot is built off of. Because you'll see guys get hit in the body all the time, but maybe they were tensed up. Maybe a lot of it hit the elbow. Didn't catch it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that one right there was just, it didn't take too much. It was just
right in the right spot. And I feel like he hit him, and then he like kind of pushed a little bit too.
Yeah.
So like he kind of like torqued it. So he gave him a little bit extra. Yeah. And I feel like Garcia was looking at the ref counting.
Yeah.
Like, if he was really hurt, he'd be grimacing.
He'd probably be trying to, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's looking at the ref, waiting for him, and then at 10, he stands up.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like he was right there. So
he stood up right at 10.
Yeah. So so building off that, a lot of rumors. What do you think? What do you your experience? You know what I mean? What do you think that was watching? Well, as I know what I think, but I want to know what you think.
I feel like Tank was playing the mind games. Like, he was like, "Oh, I know you got hurt in sparring."
Yeah.
And it's
so
possible.
we did. So you do think he got hurt in sparring?
100%. It's possible. Like, for a big fight like that, you're gonna be getting hard sparring.
Yeah.
Like, say for example, you could do 6 to 8 rounds with guys that are like not as good, and then they throw in the tougher guys the last 4 rounds. You can get hurt. You know what I mean? People don't think about that. They're just like, "Oh, this guy got hurt in sparring."
Yeah, unless you're in the gym, you won't know how that works.
Yeah, you won't really understand it. Yeah. So I feel like those type of conversations should stay in the gym. Yeah. But you never know who you have around you. So even people that you're coming in, you're paying them to come in. Yeah. You got to be careful, yo.
Now, not all fighters too. Will all fighters? Well, I guess at a certain point you can afford to have the gym closed for when you train.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. I mean, to an extent, like you can have it like, say for example, Fight Factory. We can go to the gym at like 1 when nobody's there. Yep. Keep it low key type shit.
Gotcha.
But not everybody has that luxury.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like some people gotta spar at night. The whole gym's there. And when you say the whole gym, it's not just other boxers. Now you're talking about anybody can roll in. Yeah. A lot of gyms have classes, fitness classes. Or some gyms, you go to some gyms and there could be 8 other gyms there sparring that day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you go there like a Saturday morning. You know what I mean? 8 to 10 gyms sparring, round robins, 2 rounds each.
Yep.
So that's what we used to do a lot back in the day.
It's tough to pinpoint where it comes from at that point.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
What did you think about the fight up to that point, though? Ryan, I'll give it to Ryan. He did come out, obviously the first round was just more feeling out than anything, which it usually is for the most part. But that second round, Ryan came out, he was tying up. There was a lot of tying up going on. I don't know how the ref, we're going to get into that too. But a lot of tying up going on. Ryan, I don't know what him and Goosen talked about, but it seemed like it. I don't know. They wanted to get in there and rough up Tank a little bit, maybe ruffle his feathers a little bit, maybe get a little respect in there a little bit.
But also remember, Ryan, for the whole build-up, he was saying he was going to knock out Tank in the second round.
Yeah.
So I feel like he felt that pressure, like in the second round, let me push on it.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tank was ready for that. So he was like, all right, come. I'm going to run you into some shit. And that's what he did.
That's what he does, bro.
And then he was slowing down after that.
And now, now to build off that, Tank, because Tank will take those shots.
Yeah,
to learn. And the new stat just came out where Tank has the lowest percentage of shots actually thrown
of any boxer,
of any boxer versus his knockout ratio. So with that, let me say in a more clear way, where Tank has thrown the fewest punches to get the highest knockout ratio in boxing.
Yeah.
Like,
actually,
that's crazy.
I think I like the second because Better BF, he's 100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's 19-0, 19 KOs.
But how about his punching, though? But how many punches does he throw?
He's more accurate. Tank's more accurate, though.
There you go.
Yeah, so like he's the most accurate puncher, you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Oh, like as you say, like compared
like
to
ratio-wise, punches thrown versus knockout scored.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely got that.
That's what's crazy to me, and I wouldn't even I'm not a pro, I'm not a fighter, so you can tell that Tank doesn't always. He gets off to a slow start, he gets in there, he'll take the hits, a lot of them are glove punches and shit, But when he sets that fucking trap, perfect example was Santa Cruz. I don't know why. And Santa Cruz is a good boxer.
He's good, but
he did the same thing three times.
But if you watch Ryan and Tank,
same thing.
He was throwing the hook one.
Same thing.
True, and then so Tank would leave his right jab out to post. So when he would leave it out, Ryan would throw the hook over it. So he was like, all right, I'll roll under it. He's rolling under. He rolled under it twice.
Yeah.
The last one he came under, caught him with that.
Yep. And that's to say, first of all, Tank's a beast at the time, and that's what he does. That's his shit. And second of all, what the fuck was Ryan thinking? Because he was way out of position. For people who don't know boxing, you want to keep your foot on the outside of a southpaw. Yeah. You want to keep your lead foot, which is your left foot, on the outside. If you're orthodox, on the outside of a southpaw, which is their lead right foot. The reason why you want to do that is because if you're standing in the middle of somebody, you're open from fucking both sides for punches. You're open for who knows. Especially you get in there with the pro guys. Who knows what the fuck kind of trick
they waiting for that shit.
Oh, 100%.
They will lose a couple rounds waiting for you. You think you're laying some shit. You think you got him, and then boom, you're on the canvas.
That's it.
It happens to me.
You know what I mean?
I'm speaking from experience. It's happened to me before too.
It
happens. Yeah. If you're in tough fights, tough training camps, you're gonna get dropped.
100%, because you're looking for the best work. Looking for the best work.
You should be sparring people that are better than you. Yeah. So you're gonna get your ass, but you're gonna get lumped up. But you learn from it.
You 100% learn. That's what pushes you forward. Yeah. Because how it explained to me was you want to get better than you to make you better. Someone on the same level, so you can kind of open up and fucking see what's what. See what you learned from sparring the guy who was better. Yeah. Same level. Now you're fucking really testing yourself against someone who's more on an obvious even level as you. And then you have someone who you're sparring down on, where it's a guy who you know can't really hurt you, so you're able to go in there. And this is where certain fighters differ. Some guys get in there and just want to work. They want to work on whatever it is. They want to work on their jab, so they tag you with the jab. They want to work on their foot movement. They want to work on pivoting and a move. And then other guys get in there and they want to whip out the camera and they want to fucking put it on this dude that has really no business being in that ring with them. And they want to post a highlight and make themselves look like there's something they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. If you ain't gonna do that with a guy that's at your level or better than you, don't do it with the guy who's under you. I don't like that shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or like post sparring that's even. Yeah, you're getting touched up and you're touching the dude up. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
To me, that's the better of the two because that's you. That's you showing that I can take a hit and I can give it. Not I can just hit this fucking kid who
and beat him up.
Half of the gym can fucking beat him up. What is it? What makes you special?
You get nothing out of that. You get false confidence. You go to the fight and then you start getting hit with real punches. You don't know what to do after that.
Yeah, and I like it when I see some dudes go run in the comments and start roasting up. You get some dudes who are like, oh, you're a beast, blah, blah, blah. But then you get other dudes who are roasting them up. And usually those dudes are other tough guys who don't do that shit, who want to call you on it. You know what I mean? I like watching that too. Sometimes the comments are like watching a different TV channel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to go in there and see all this fucking madness in there, you know?
Exactly, man, exactly.
You know, That's Garcia and this, and now we got Haney Loma coming up.
Haney Loma,
which to me, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Now let me ask you this, Loma, where do you think he's at in his career?
So a lot of people are looking at his last performance with Jermaine Ortiz from Worcester, and they're like, Loma look old, he was getting touched up. But a lot of people don't know, Jermaine Ortiz was in like 2 of his training camps. So obviously he's gonna know his tendencies. You know what I mean? So you can't really. He's supposed to do that. He's supposed to know him. You know what I mean? So you can't really look at that fight.
Yeah.
And Loma still did what he needed to do and won the fight.
That's a fact.
So at the end of the day, he got the W.
He was able to still. And now when he says he's in his training camp, I'm gonna translate for. He's talking about they sparred together. They probably during that training camp, if you have a sparring partner, you're getting in anywhere from like fucking 50 rounds. I mean over the whole camp.
Oh yeah. Probably even more than that.
Yeah.
So say for example, you bring somebody in for sparring, and those top level guys, they pay their sparring partners. So you're probably getting like $1,200 to $1,500 a week. You know what I mean? You're probably sparring. Yeah,
that's good money, especially for a boxer on to come up.
You know what I mean? They'll put you somewhere to stay, shit like that.
Yep.
And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll probably spar like 6 to 8 rounds, 6 to 10 rounds type shit.
Gotcha.
So you're gonna get a lot of rounds, and you'll do that for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, so you're gonna learn your opponent pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, so that does speak to Loma to still be able to pull that out like that.
You know what I mean? You know? So the kid knew everything about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, Loma. I feel like Loma, he is older, but he still has a lot left. Because look at what he did to Comey.
Yeah.
The Comey fight was right before that.
Yeah. And he was piecing him up. He was telling his corner to fuck it to
stop it. But Comey's a different fighter than Haney.
That's true. Very different.
Haney's big for that weight.
Big for that weight, and Haney. One thing I like about Haney, I like and I hate it, right? Because as someone who respects boxing and everything that goes into it, I like his style because it's hit and don't get hit. You know, so he manages his range really well. He picks his shots really well. His power is in question, you know, but either way, you know, it's not, you don't win a fight just by knockouts, you know, you're piecing him up, knocking, and he's knocked dudes out too. But so I like that as someone who respects the art of boxing. I hate it in a way as a fan because I want to see Mexicans go at it all day. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Benavidez fight his twin in there all day. You know what I'm saying?
You want to see people get knocked out.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I want blood.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Haney's skill level, he should be stopping people.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. And I think that he doesn't take as many chances as he could. And that I think is the most aggravating thing to see that where he has the ability, right? Physically, speed, all that. He has the ability, but there's certain times where he's not taking that chance. He's playing it too safe. So he's in boxing, that's called you're scoring. You're winning by points and you're just racking up the points. And it's not the most exciting thing to watch all the time.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? But I say that to say managing that distance against Loma and being able to push off and fight on your back foot and stuff like that against Loma, a guy whose father put him into ballet classes to teach him footwork and things like that. A guy, anybody who's seen Loma highlights, even the most casual boxing fans have seen Loma highlights and see that this motherfucker will start on the left side of you, and then all of a sudden he was over here on the right side. And by the time he got over here, you got cracked 3 times. You don't know exactly where it came from. So you want to keep a guy like that on your outside.
Yeah, but I feel like, people want to see a Tank.
Yes.
Like, Tank's defense was impeccable this last fight. So he's slipping, he's rolling. Yep. But then you want to see that extra, that one punch knockout. But Devin doesn't have that. No. So he's doing what he got. You know what I mean? But I feel like he should add a little bit more dog.
A little more dog in there. Just want it a little bit more. That's one thing I'll give him when he fought Kambosos. Kambosos, even though he was losing, he was coming forward. You know, and I get it, because you know you want to play that. I gotta try to play devil's advocate, where it's like that's the one thing about Mayweather that was good. He kept his health. He took everything from the game and gave as little back as possible in the way of his physical health, his mental health. You know what I mean? Because and on the contrary side, we use another popular person who's not even a boxer, Nate Diaz, right? Fan favorite, everybody loves him, but 9 times out of 10, him and his brother, you can't really understand what they're saying. You know, so that's the trade-off. You know, what do you give the fans? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure you can speak to that way better than I can. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like, you do want to box, but then you get to the fight, and then you just hear the fans. You're like, I want to perform for them. But me, like I've had my injuries. I've had 3 eye surgeries, so I know. Like, I was an action fighter. I used to take shots to give shots, which isn't the best way to fight.
But the fans loved it.
The fans love it.
And
the fans love it. You know what I mean? And I mean, you have your risk from it, but it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
pick your poison, man.
No, you gotta pick your poison.
You gotta pick your poison, man.
So let's get to prediction for Loma Haney. Who you thinking? What are you thinking, and how and when and all that?
So we already know Haney's not gonna stop him.
No, Haney's not gonna stop him. But I think. Well, I'll let you go first.
I think it's gonna be a beatdown. Like I feel like he's gonna beat him every single round.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised if he drops him like a quick knockdown, like he'll hit him and
like when he went down against
Linares.
Quick
little hit
just
him.
Just a quick little.
Yep. I think it'll be like 120 to 109.
I got you.
Yeah,
I'm with
that.
He'll
just dominate.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go the distance. I think it's gonna. I don't know the prediction for the round numbers for the points and all that, but I think it's gonna go the distance just because Haney don't go for the finish.
He don't,
you know,
or like if he does, he just doesn't have the power to against those top guys.
Like
he's done against lower guys. You know
I mean, in a perfect situation. I mean, you ever see the fucking the double jab overhand right? The dude like looked like he was just waiting for it the whole time, hands down.
Just looking for that.
So like, if everything is perfect and the dude don't fucking move, Haney will get that knockout.
Yeah.
But anybody knows anything about Loma knows that ain't gonna happen. I think Loma's gonna be putting in the effort, putting in the work. I just don't know how effective he's gonna be.
Like he'll land some shots, but I feel like he's too small for 135.
That's the thing.
He should be at 130, maybe even 126.
Why do you think he's jumping? He's jumping up just for the fight, you think?
I mean, he's been at 135.
Yeah.
He's been at 135 for a little bit. I feel like he shouldn't be there, though.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But then now they take it against Haney.
He's like, I feel like he's in the position to where he has to fight him.
Yeah.
Because he can't really go backwards.
No.
If he goes to 130, like he's already been there, like what's the point of going back? Like he said he was going to go back, but what's the point?
And I wonder what his plan is. Like how many fights does he want to fight?
He's like 35, 36?
Yeah, he's getting up.
He doesn't have that much time left, and he can't go up.
No. Might as well. And I wouldn't even be mad if he retired on this fight.
I wouldn't be surprised because he's going to get beat up, man.
He's going to be, and he's going to get paid.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a goodie, man.
And then on that undercard, we got Oscar Valdez coming back, and that's gonna be a rematch against what's the dude's name again?
Adam Lopez. Blue Nose.
Yeah.
Blue Nose. That's gonna be a banger. I thought Blue Nose was winning the fight. I think he got a knockdown
in the first fight.
In the first fight. Yeah, and then there was a questionable stoppage by Oscar Valdez.
Yep.
So I'm glad they're getting a running back.
Now we're gonna get
and they're both coming off a loss.
Yep.
So
they're both coming in hungry.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. It's a co-main event.
No, I don't know if it's co-main. I know it's on the undercard. It could be co-main. You know more than I do, so it could be co-main.
It might be. Yeah.
All right, so co-main on that, and I think that's a real good co-main.
Definitely.
And that's gonna be good. That'll be the sparks we want to see right there.
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely, man.
So then we got and after that, another one we have to talk about. We got Canelo and John Ryder.
Okay.
Now you can educate me on this, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit more than a casual, but I still have never seen John Ryder fight.
So John Ryder. I feel like he's getting this win because he beat Danny Jacobs.
Okay.
In UK. So Danny Jacobs, this is supposed to be a little tune-up for him. He kind of beat Danny Jacobs up, like roughed him up a little bit.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. And that wasn't the same Danny Jacobs that like fought Canelo before.
But
like
it's still the name though.
100%.
You know what I mean? So Canelo was like, it gives him a case to fight him.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, some of the guys that Canelo's knocked out John Ryder. Yeah. Like Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, like all these dudes knocked him out already. So I don't know why he's fighting him, but it's a tune-up. He's coming off surgery.
That's the thing, it's a tune-up fight.
Yeah, then he said he wants to fight Bivol again in the second fight.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense.
I don't know why he do that. I want to see him in... You go.
But Bivol said he wants to fight him at 168 or he's not fighting him. Because he has all 4 belts at 168. Canelo does.
Oh.
He was like, yeah, I want to fight for your shit now.
No, that's a little different, though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, has Bivol ever had to cut that kind of weight?
Nah, but he's not a big 175.
That's true.
Like he comes in 172, 173.
That's true.
Just an extra few pounds. You know what
I wonder, huh? I didn't know that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and he looked like he could lose a couple more.
I wonder if Canelo would do that.
We'll see, man. He said he just wants to do it at 175.
But why? I mean, I'm a Canelo fan. But, I mean, at a certain point in that fight, you can tell that Canelo wasn't going to be able to do much to stop Bivol.
Yeah, Bivol's feet were nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on it. He was just on his shit that day. He knew he was fighting. He knew why he was coming up. This dude's coming literally, he's not even in my weight class. He's coming to take my belt. That's got to light the fire.
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Canelo's tiny. I don't know why he's fighting at 175. He's 5'8"?
Yeah.
Even 168, I'm like, I don't know how these dudes are letting him... But I mean, he has all the experience. Though.
He's got the experience. He's got the style. Yeah. I feel like Canelo's he's one of the guys you can really tell tailors the style that he's gonna give you that fight to the fighter. It's like a real prime example of how guys will change their fighting style based on their opponent.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like Benavidez. I feel like he should stop calling out Canelo.
Why?
Truthfully.
Why?
Like. A lot of people think that will be Canelo's toughest fight, but you got to think about it like this: like Benavidez has never been in a fight at that level yet.
Yeah.
And to win a fight against Canelo,
Yep.
you're gonna have to take some damage.
Yeah. Well, why now? Let's pause right there. Why do you
Yeah.
think Benavidez hasn't been in a fight in that long? Because he's been calling for. He's been calling for everybody. I mean, I get it, the politics.
Yeah, the politics,
You know?
but like he should be calling out like an Andre or David Morrell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those levels, like Plant, that was his level.
Yeah.
He's not on Canelo's level yet.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a whole nother level.
Yep.
And you got to take damage.
I get it.
Like if you look
Yep.
at Callum Smith after the fight,
Oh,
his
man.
his bicep
His
was
fucking
busted.
bicep was off.
because he was punching his bicep the
Yeah.
whole fight. Like
Yep.
Benavidez, he's gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And even if he wins, it's gonna take a lot out of him.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
I feel like he doesn't want. I feel like he shouldn't deal with that.
So
yet.
who do you think Benavidez get fights next?
David Morrell.
Dave Morrell?
Yeah, David Morrell. He was on the undercard of Tank Garcia. He
Oh,
got
yeah.
the first round KO in the co-main event.
Oh, all right. I didn't get to see too much from him that night, but it looked good, obviously.
Yeah. No,
And then wasn't there some rumors that that Benavidez had already signed to fight three? Like he was gonna
Three
fight.
fights.
He was gonna fight Andre.
yeah. So the first person is Morrell on that contract.
Oh, okay.
So it's Morrell. Then it's gonna be Charlo or Andre. And then there's one more person. I forgot what the last person was.
Yeah, I forget it too.
It definitely wasn't Canelo though.
Another guy who's been a champion for years and doesn't get the shine is Boo Boo.
Yeah.
He local champion, you know, and he don't. I don't know. A lot of people say, everybody has their own opinion. I like watching Boo Boo fight because he is unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? So as someone who likes watching fighting, period, I want to see all styles. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and if those guys who are saying, Boo Boo ain't this, Boo Boo ain't that, but you ain't fighting him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just me looking in. Because you see a guy with Boo Boo's record, and he's been at the top. He's got the mouthpiece. He's got all the things you want to see, like to build a pay-per-view up. And he still ain't getting that shot. But maybe now it's different now, because now he's with PBC. He's with Al Heyman now.
But as a fan, it makes sense. Like you feel me, he should get his shot and everything like that. But business-wise, can he sell tickets?
That's the thing.
You know
That's the
what I
thing.
mean?
That's
how
what
his numbers.
Yeah.
It's all about how much money you can make. Because
Gotcha.
if you look at Tank's last few pay-per-views, he probably sold barely over 200,000. With Ryan, they sold 1.4.
1.4 mil. That's crazy.
But it's the dance partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
If you have that
Very
person,
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they're both selling a lot, it's a big fight.
Now, do you think that Tank Garcia, just because because Ryan Garcia, for those who don't know, has a huge social media following. So I say that to say, even like when Mikey and Errol Spence fought, it wasn't quite at the level of Tank and Ryan Garcia at their prime, because Tank has everything that he gained from boxing, from the game, he's bringing with him. Tank built his popularity off of what he does in the ring, and I feel like Ryan Garcia did it a little bit of a different way. He came in, he's a little gimmicky. He was doing shit with Jake Paul and shit. He was doing the Cobra bag. Everybody wanted, to a casual, you see him do the cat. You know what I mean? Like you're like. But, to everybody who doesn't know, they're looking like, oh my God, you see the bag goes back and forth. And this, you know what I'm saying?
Right, he's slipping in his shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Rhythm.
Yeah. so, but they both got to where they are, to the top of the game, different ways, in my opinion. But now, do you think that is going to start a trend of the best wanting to fight the best?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
100%. I feel like after Haney and Loma, I feel like Haney should either fight Tank or Shakur.
That would be crazy. And especially them too, because I feel like him and Shakur would be a good matchup, because everybody's already, well, not everybody, but most people have already seen the sparring footage between them two.
Yeah.
Great sparring. Great sparring to watch. Yeah. And it's better than some fights.
100%.
A lot of sparring is better than some fights.
Honestly, majority of the sparring I've seen is better than most.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
So I wonder where they go from there. I like to, and I can't lie, I wouldn't mind seeing Tank and fucking Shakur.
They sparred before too.
Did they? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so Shakur helped Tank get ready for his first title fight against Pedraza.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's interesting, because that's one of those things where power versus speed and elusiveness. One thing about Shakur Stevenson, I don't know why some people really don't like to watch him fight, this and that, but I guess for me, again, someone who likes boxing, to see him create those angles, to like, people don't understand how hard that is.
It's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
His distance control is perfect.
Yes.
But I feel like with Tank, he'll outbox him early. You know what I mean? But I feel like Tank will just land that punch.
At some point, Tank is gonna clock him.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I say clock him, I don't mean hit. I mean he's gonna clock his movements. He's gonna time him.
He's gonna time him, and he might put him out.
Yeah.
Because we've never seen Shakur take a hard punch.
No, and especially not from Tank. And Tank ain't getting any weaker.
And it only needs one, man.
That's it.
Like, I remember Deontay Wilder said this thing before his first Ortiz fight.
Yep.
He said, you have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only got to be perfect for 1 second.
1 second.
Only 1 second, man. Only 1 second.
Unless you're Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Unless you're Tyson Fury. Man, that first Deontay Wilder fight, Tyson Fury, man. Deontay Wilder won that shit.
You think so?
100%. That count was a long count.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Man, don't get me started. With those other 2 fights should not have happened, man. That should have been a KO victory.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, I get it. Because I saw the count. Everybody saw the count. It was on the slower side.
Wonky, man.
Yeah. They wanted that trilogy. They wanted to fucking orchestrate it.
They made a lot of money, man.
And then that second fight, Wilder didn't do himself no favors. That was, I don't know what that was. Wilder wasn't even, I feel like that was Wilder's show in that second fight. He wasn't there for that fight.
Definitely not.
You know?
And the third fight, like, he had the right game plan, but he didn't have the gas for it.
No, he didn't have the gas.
He didn't have the gas.
And that was beautiful. That third fight, in my opinion, was one of my favorites of them all.
Back and forth.
You fucking, bro, Wilder hit fucking Fury so hard, you saw all his jiggles in the back. All the way from his neck all the way down to his back. You see that whole, you can see the shockwave just going through him, bro.
Nuts, yeah.
And then he gets, and I don't even know if that shot dropped him. I think that shot did drop him, and he got back up. Yeah. And it's just fucking, and it's crazy too, because I mean, it says a lot about Fury's chin, because you see then like after that fight, he went and fought, who was it, Bizel, something like that.
What's his name?
I forget his name.
He fought didn't he fight Dillian White after?
Oh, did he fight Dillian White?
Right after, right?
I don't know. I thought it was Brazil or whatever. He came out and just cracked him with the right hand and put him in just.
Wilder did. Yeah, Wilder fought. Yeah, he fought him after the first fight.
There you go. Yeah,
he fought him after the first fight. Yeah.
All right.
And then he fought the second Ortiz fight too at some point.
Oh yeah. And that
Slept Ortiz.
That was a rematch though, right?
That was a rematch. Yeah.
And I remember.
Then he had the second fight.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's funny. Now, who do you think? I wanted to see fucking because just because they were talking about crossing over MMA and in boxing, I wanted to see Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou fight. I know the boxing purists hate that, but I'm a fight fan. I like to watch fights, and fucking I wanted to see that because they were talking about how where's Ngannou gonna go, this and that. And he's talking about he wants to box. He wants to fight Tyson Fury, even though Fury's gonna box his face off. He's not even gonna.
He's gonna make a lot of money. That's all that matters.
A huge amount of money. Yeah.
He's gonna make a lot of money.
So I wanna see how that. You don't like those hybrids?
I got Wilder first round KO. I just feel like it's two different games.
Ngannou.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilder would knock out.
Yeah, Ngannou first round.
Yeah, first round, bro. I just feel like it's two different games.
It's two different. People, MMA guys don't realize until you get in there, and you can't rely on the takedown. You can't rely on a knee, a leg kick to slow him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all arms, it's all core, it's all upper body, it's all everything. Like, so it is a different fucking game, especially when you get up to the guys who actually like to bang it out in there, and they don't want to just point it out and this and that. Like,
100%,
some guys won't let you rest. Some guys are just on you. They're just on you. They're gonna be there regardless.
They're gonna be there the whole time.
You beat them up and they're just still there. You know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's me. I'm the guy you beat up, and I stay there. So we got that. We talked about Benavidez Canelo. See, I wanted to see that fight, but I wanted to see Canelo Benavidez. I wanted to see it as a fan. I want to see it, but I get where you're coming from. Yeah. Where you gotta earn that.
You gotta earn that.
And not for nothing, Benavidez, fucking any of those guys, Durrell, Boo Boo, or Charlo.
If he beats those guys, then he can call.
Do you think he has to beat them all, or he'll even just one?
All of them.
But how long do you think Canelo wants to stay around for?
I don't think Canelo got too much time left.
That's what I'm saying.
His last few fights, you see the knee brace.
Yeah.
I mean, he just had this surgery. He just took some time off.
Yep.
He was active. How many fights? He had like 8 fights in like 2 years or something.
He spazzed out.
Bro,
I feel like he tried to get in and out of that DAZN contract.
Yeah, man. So I feel like he's having that, and he has like 60 something fights.
Yeah.
So it's that wear and tear is catching up.
And that motherfucker he's you see the documentary on him. He's down in Mexico. He's got show horses at his house. He's got those big horses with the crazy long hair doing all the tricks. I'm like, this motherfucker. You see his little ass up there on that big ass horse.
Like he's worried about other shit now. Like I don't think he wants to fight anymore, man.
Yeah, hey, what do they say? What's the old? It's tough to get up hungry when you wake up in satin sheets.
Yeah.
It's tough to get out and run when you waking up in satin sheets.
Silk sheets. Yeah.
Who said that?
Marvin Hagler.
What a fucking
rest
beast
in
he
peace,
was.
Man.
Talk about someone. He used to run in combat boots.
Yeah.
That's a different breed.
Yeah,
right there.
his half brother Robbie Sims was actually one of my first coaches.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's some good wealth of knowledge to be able to get.
Yeah, man, he taught me a lot. Man. He's a good dude.
Boxing's a crazy game, man. A lot of people, I feel like boxing, and then we'll get out of the actual boxing. We'll get into a little bit of like the cinema of boxing, where it's like now the most recent thing you got like Creed 3, right? And you got basically 2 bodybuilders, right? Like getting in there. Like Anthony Joshua is really, I mean, his size slows him down, obviously, but for someone who has the size, he is a good boxer. He's able to stay in there for lengths of rounds. A lot of bodybuilders who look like that would maybe last a round, and that's
Definitely.
it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So I give him that. Fact. But it's crazy in Hollywood how every boxer looks nothing like Andy Ruiz, nothing like Tyson Fury, nothing like even Mikey Garcia. They all look like fucking, like they just stepped off a bodybuilding stage.
I mean, they got to do it for the look, too. It's a movie.
I get it. But I mean, hey, I get it. It's just funny to see both sides.
Like a boxer.
Yeah.
Like Ali, in the movie Ali with Will Smith.
They kept him.
Yeah.
Like and he could have gotten shredded if he wanted to. Bro, and they kept him like real to Ali's look.
That's how it should be, though.
Straight up, man. Look at Ali, one of the best in the world. And you would probably walk next to him, you stand behind him in a line in the store and wouldn't even understand who he is, what he's capable of.
That's true, man. And then we got the fighter.
Yep.
Mark Wahlberg, he looked like a regular fighter.
He
didn't look ripped up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he didn't look too ripped up.
Mark Wahlberg was shredded in that motherfucker. But he wasn't like bodybuilder shredded.
Yeah, like he wasn't like bodybuilder shredded.
He was like in fight shape.
You know what I mean? Like even like with the Rocky movies too, like shit like that.
Yeah, well that's all fucking, who knows what Stallone was in the back doing for then. But I like that you say the fighter, because you'll get like something who's not like Creed. You know, Creed it's a good movie. I love the way they did the fight scenes in the third one.
Yeah, that was fire.
The fight scenes were unbelievable in the third one. I think that was fire. But so you get, but you still like it's a balancing act between, is it realistic, is it not? Even the story itself, it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And now you get something like The Fighter, where it's based on reality. It's based on, and even like even those fight scenes, they're based on real fight scenes, and it's not like like a being winging shots and spit flying everywhere. It's really even in the replays, it's tapping, and even when he dropped it, tap to the body and fucking, and that's what it is in real life. The biggest shots that land, they're not always a ton of fucking.
Just by that little inch.
Just that time. Just that time and just enough pep, just enough crack, and that all those big shots people see, boom, 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 boom. 9 times out of 10, them shits ain't gonna land.
They're not gonna. I mean, unless you tank.
Yeah, well, unless you tank.
Unless you motherfucking tank.
But I mean, but even tank, he ain't throwing a million of those.
Nah, I mean, you see why his percentage is so low.
He's timing.
He's waiting for that one.
Because you can't throw like that. Like the way these movies are, you can't throw like that for Canelo 3 minutes at a time.
Canelo, that's why he gassed out with Bivol.
Yeah, there you go. Because he had to turn up to a point. I feel like Canelo is good at knowing where that red line is. Because you'll see him where, and then when he's walking, the guy's, moving. He's walking, he's breathing.
He'll take breaks. Like he'll take a round where he's just slipping shit. Looking nice for the crowds, but still winning. Yeah. I mean, he knows. He's an experienced pro, man.
I love to see it. And a lot of people talk shit about Canelo just because, he popped for whatever he popped for, the clean meat or whatever. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of guys at that level, across all sports, this isn't even boxing specific, to get to that level, sometimes you have to do some shit because everybody's there is doing it. So it's like one of the vital things for anybody's camp, not even camp, any athlete who's going to get drug tested, I feel like a large part of their budget is going to go towards having that doctor, having that right doctor, that right strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, they say nutritionist.
Who knows all the nutritionists, who knows the tricks, knows what you can take, how to take it, when to take it. You know what I mean? Like
when to cycle on, when to cycle off of it.
Yeah. So that's a part of the game. That's gonna always,
That shit sucks, man.
Yeah, it's and again, I don't know who's doing what, but I mean, it happens. It's a known thing. If you do it in MLB, NFL, NBA, it's gonna spill over into boxing, spill over into UFC.
There's so much
MMA.
money into it.
You have to. You have to try to cover your bet as much as you can, especially if you're a trainer, or especially if you're if you're bankrolled, someone who's bankrolling you as a fighter, whatever the case may be. I don't know how the politics break down in the back, but you want to protect your investment. And a fighter wants to fucking win. Like a lot of these guys got that dog in them, and they want to do everything that they can to fucking win. They want to end the fight.
Extra,
and that's what they do. You push yourself a little harder.
That shit sucks.
You know,
I mean, hey man, it is what it is.
Hey, part of the game.
That's the game, man.
Part of the game.
We know that going into it.
Yeah,
we know we can get hurt. We know people are cheating. We know there's snakes.
Yep.
But we still love it.
Yep. And now, what do you think about this? Now, a new thing, which really came to the forefront when people were talking about Benavidez Plant, is which referee you have now plays a big part in what kind of fight style you're gonna be able to fight.
Definitely, because some refs don't let you fight on the inside. As soon as you come up close, they break you up.
See, now someone like me, I'm new to that. I'm learning that, and that was one of the biggest recent examples of that. I guess another big example would have been that Tyson Fury Wilder fight. When you get a ref who's kind of slow on the count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's over there trying to help Tyson up damn near. And then he's stopping the count. I'm like, yo, keep counting. Yo, he's on the ground, bro. Help him up after 10, man.
And a lot of people would say that the refs would help Mayweather, too.
Definitely.
Because there was a couple of times where, like, Maidana would land that big shot, and then all of a sudden, like, the refs stepping in. And
or like, Floyd slipping the elbow in
there. Yeah.
Slip with that shoulder roll, or her throw a hook. Finish with the elbow, man. Old school shit.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing too. A lot of people don't realize. I'm just realizing it is how important of a factor knowing who's gonna ref your fight and knowing their style. And then you have to. You'd be the one. You'd want to tailor your style for that fight to. All right, so this dude usually lets this, so maybe we'll throw some of this in there because we know he'll do that, or maybe we can't do this. We can't fucking do our usual tricks. With this ref in there, so you have to kind of pivot. Is that like
sometimes you can't even think that deep about it?
All right, so there we go.
Yeah, if you think too deep into it, you'll get in your head. You won't even fight.
Got you.
I mean, just fight your fight. If somebody hits you low, the ref doesn't say you hit him back.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
So that's more of like something a fan would think of.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
If you want to think of like that, think of more who's judging.
Okay.
If you see like this
which
judge,
which
is crazy, but some judges like more aggression.
Yep.
Some judges like sticking moves, swim without getting wet.
Yep.
Which, I mean, honestly is better. Like, me personally, like, I was an action fighter. I was all about those action fights. Like, I used to watch Chavez Sr., all this stuff. But the way of boxing is hit and not get hit.
Yes.
It's not fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's chess. Like, you got to hit the other person, move out the way.
Yep.
They throw something back, you counter it. Shit like that. You know what I mean? You got to be smart about it so you can stay in the game longer. If not, you end up with injuries, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of injuries.
Oh, you end up like, not for nothing. I mean, the rope-a-dope. I think the rope-a-dope had a lot to do with Ali.
Freddie Roach.
Ended up the way he is. Yep, Freddie Roach taking a lot of punishment. And some guys are just more prone to these types of neurological neurological issues than others. It might be genetic.
Yeah, it just happens
into it, stuff like that.
Like I've seen some action fighters who take more punches than me that never had any injuries.
Yeah.
And yeah, I fight a little bit different than them. I get 3 eye surgeries.
That's the thing. Yeah, that was crazy. I was we training the whole time for all your surgeries.
It's different, man. It's
just everybody's different.
Everybody's different, man.
So, but I mean, either way, I love where boxing is right now. Definitely. I love the direction it's going. Yeah, we got big fights coming up. I think it's only I'm still holding out for Bud and Spence to get in there.
Yeah, man. I hope that happens.
You know what I mean?
I'm hope, man.
That right there. I mean, not for nothing. Oh, I'm glad we said that because a lot of times with these boxers, they want to follow that Floyd blueprint. Even though in my opinion, Floyd dogged his way through his first fights and then started cherry picking.
Yeah, people forget about that.
They forget about that. They forget about Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I mean? And now, like, these young kids, they want to do that all the way through, but they never, like, without really proving themselves, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I say that to say, what was I going to say? We were talking about Mayweather.
Bud, Crawford, and Spence.
Yeah. So, all right. So, boom. So now so these guys are all about their bag, right? You got Haney with 30 different chains on, Tank. All the guys, all the top guys, even Benavidez, he's flashed out. Yeah, but I think Benavidez will take more fights than other guys. But that's my opinion. But the point is that if the bag is the objective, I think this fight, the Garcia and Tank fight, proved that bag is champion versus champion. If you want that real bag,
want that money, man, you gotta
if you really about that money, man. Like you say,
yeah, man.
So now we're gonna see who stands on it.
We're gonna see, man.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see if Bud Crawford and Spence happens.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
I'm hoping it happens. That one is tough, man. That one, I have to watch. I have to go back in and watch them. Like I said, I'm not a pro. I'm just past the casual as far as like I'm still learning, still watching. It's tough, man, because Spence's last fight, he looked unbelievable. He looked unbelievable against Ugas. And then you got Bud. Bud always is. Bud, I feel like whatever you're bringing at Bud, he has the tools to adapt, and he has enough skill in his toolbox, or however you'd say it, to be good at any style he has to fight. He's got crack, obviously, and he's got the gas tank, and a lot of that gas tank comes from just knowing. A lot of people don't realize how much energy guys waste. Just from doing the wrong shit or making it harder on yourself,
or even just moving too much, being on your feet too much, wasting
for
energy.
no reason.
Take little steps.
You're not even in range, and you're moving all over the place.
Unnecessary.
And Bud, I think is, and not to say that Spence does that, but Bud, I think that he can take anything you throw at him, adapt, and at the end of the day, get the W.
I feel like that's gonna be the difference.
You
Like,
know?
I feel like Spencer's gonna win the early rounds. He's gonna walk him down. He's gonna dog him for a couple rounds.
Yep.
But then I feel like Crawford's gonna want to take his time, but I feel like Spence is gonna force his hand and force some shit out of Crawford.
Yep.
Just like Garcia forced some shit out of Tank, he's gonna catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he might stop Spence.
I
wouldn't be surprised.
I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a body shot.
Because
Spence is the southpaw.
And we've never seen people go back to the body on Spence like that too often.
Yeah.
And Ugas, people need to give Ugas some credit. He was touching him up.
Oh hell yeah!
He hurt him a couple times.
Bro, that was a good fight.
He was touching him up before he hurt his eye. He was touching him up.
Yeah.
Imagine Crawford, man.
That's the thing. Because Crawford, that I hope we get to see that. I hope we get to see a lot of fights. A lot of the top guys fight each other if they really want to, or if not, then we're gonna. I don't know how it goes. But the politics will always be there. Yeah. And that's why I'm happy that Benavidez is at PBC because PBC has a fucking heavy stable of guys.
They do. Especially at 160.
There's a lot of good fights to be made in PBC. Man. And now you got Boo Boo over at PBC.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw. I hope that 3 comes out, and I'll take it in any order.
I hope, man. I hope.
We'll see. But I haven't seen anything about that. As I remember when it first came out, the rumor, but I haven't seen it pop up since.
I haven't seen it. But after Morrell's fight, he called out Benavidez.
Okay.
And then after Benavidez' fight, he was calling out Canelo.
He's calling everywhere.
He
was going after that bag. He wants that money.
He wants that money, man.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I mean, it would be a super fight.
It would.
Because Mexico and all the Mexican fans are gonna.
If they had it in Mexico, that'd be crazy.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That would be nuts.
That might be the move. You know what I mean? That might be the move,
man. They might fill out like an arena like Chavez Senior. Did he have like 100,000 people in that one fight?
They'll probably do a fucking soccer arena,
or even in Texas.
Oh yeah. When Mikey and fucking and Errol Spence went at the Dallas, the Cowboys field,
and they packed it, right?
It was like 17,000 people, bro.
See, imagine Canelo there.
Oh,
Canelo and Benavidez?
Yeah.
At least, man, they filling it up.
That's a big fucking bag.
Yeah.
I hope we see that. I hope there's a lot of fights I hope we see.
Yeah, man. But I heard that Tank might go the route towards Teofimo.
Think so?
I heard, yeah, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a good fight. Teofimo's gonna have to calm down a little bit.
He's gonna have to calm down.
He's gonna have to calm down.
He's gonna have to calm down. That'd be a good fight though. They both can punch.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like Tank will catch him with some shit.
And they're both fan favorites. And they're fan favorites for a reason.
Yeah. But we've seen Teofimo can be a little bit emotional.
A little emotional and fucking and get sloppy.
He can run into some shit with Tank. Man.
Yep.
Man.
So that's a beautiful one. If that happens, I'll get excited as soon as I see that.
That's a banger too, man.
Shit. Let's go. Bro, I think we're already past an hour.
We've been. I didn't even notice.
I say we wrap it up for part 2.
Yeah, man. Definitely do a part 2, man. Definitely.
Hey, I appreciate you rolling through.
I appreciate you, man.
My boy, you already know. I'm sure we'll be back in training before you know it.
Definitely.
And
bro, next week.
Hell yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. We already know that. That's gonna. I gotta get back. I gotta get back on my shit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now. So I'm down for whatever we're gonna do. We gotta let's put the gas pedal down, press the gas pedal, whatever. I can't even think. I gotta go eat the post workout meal I need now. Bro, I appreciate you rolling through.
I appreciate you having me.
The next one will be a banger. Maybe we do a couple times a year. Get the current state of the game.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
And that's it, bro. Appreciate you rolling through and chop it up.
I appreciate you.
Let's go. All right, let's get it.